Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I have been a terrible, bad, awful content creator, okay? I've been gatekeeping some products. I'm so sorry. I realised recently, I had an epiphany, if you will, that there are certain products that I use a lot and love, but barely ever, and some of them I feel never have told you about. That's on me. So I'm begging you, give me one more chance, okay? Please let me explain myself, okay? I have my reasons, they're mixed. There's all kinds of different excuses I'd like to throw at you, but I'm not going to gatekeep anymore, okay? I'm here to share my secrets, my most loved products that I have been neglecting to shout loudly about enough to you. So that ends today, okay? We're righting some wrongs. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so before I dive into these products, I want to play a game today.
I want to play a game.
It was recently Halloween and I was using the Ring doorbell to do that to children the whole night. It was hilarious, okay? And I just had a flashback. I had to. I'm so sorry about it. Now, I know that some of you guys have been here for as long as I have. Shockingly, you've stuck with me through thick and thin. Some of you are brand new. So what I want to play today is, have you heard me talk about this product before? Were you aware before this video, before today, this day on earth, did you know that I love this product? Have you heard me mention it? Please let me know. Play along. I'm intrigued because I feel like there's a mixed bag here. There's some products that I have never pretty much spoken about on my channel. There's some that I have spoken about, but not as much as they deserve. And some that I did speak about, but then haven't for years for very different reasons. So play along with me. Let's have a little bit of fun. Why not? We're only young once. YOLO. So sorry. My eye is crying today. Okay, so kicking us off, a fragrance, and this is Initio's, what is she called? Initio's Rehab. Now, you've heard me talk about Initio. You've heard me talk about Oud for Greatness. You've heard me talk about Side Effect. You've probably heard me talk about varying other Initio fragrances that I can't remember right now. But have you really heard me talk about Rehab very much? Probably not. The thing is about Rehab, this is so the opposite of like my typical go-to type of fragrance. It really is a wild card in my collection. This is like a fresh, aromatic woodsy scent, which really doesn't exist when it comes to my collection. And I smell this often when I'm choosing my day-to-day fragrance. I will smell this and think, I don't like it. What's it doing here? How did you get in? But then I will spray it on and there's just some kind of exception to the rule in this bottle. I don't know what it is. I shouldn't like anything in here. This has lavender. And it's not hidden lavender, it's there. And I hate lavender, okay? I really hate those stupid heat-upable warmies for children because you put them in the microwave and the whole house smells of lavender for some reason. Like that's the only relaxing smell. It's not. And it makes me feel like I can't breathe. That's how I think of lavender, yet it's in here. I don't mind it. And I think that's why I don't talk about it very often, because I'm confused and I don't know really if I love it or not, but I know that I do. And I wear it often. And I think what it is this tickles a specific pickle of mine. It like hits this really niche sweet spot that when I'm in this specific mood, only Rehab will do. You know, only Rehab can satisfy and scratch that itch that I get for this type of fragrance that is not my jam typically at all. But if I am feeling like in a clean girl mood, which every now and then, it's not often, but sometimes, this is the only fragrance I want to wear. I want to smell and feel fresh and clean and young and cool and down with the kids. And I'm feeling like I want to be Hailey Bieber today. This is what I wear, and I don't talk about it often because, like I said, it's like this specific mood that comes over me once in a blue moon. And then this is absolutely stunning. It's unusual. It's very woodsy and musky. It's quite powdery. Again, all of these things are things I don't typically like, but in here, it just comes together in this absolutely stunning, unique way that really is very cool girl, which isn't really my jam at all. But when I want to fake it, hello. I don't know if a Q-tip is an appropriate tool, but my eye is just literally trying to ruin my day. Next up, a very different product and very different reasons why I don't talk about this a lot on my channel. I have reviewed this product and then barely mentioned it since, and it's because of guilt, okay? It's the Prairie Caviar foundation. I'm wearing it today, and it quite frankly takes my breath away. It's stunning. A few reasons why I don't like to talk about this on my channel. The main reason is the price is atrocious and embarrassing, and I don't like to talk about this because people get very cross when you talk about very expensive makeup, and I am a wimp, okay? And I've said it before and I'll say it again, I will literally do anything for a quiet life. I don't want to be shouted at, okay? That's just not really my cup of tea, and I'll avoid it at all costs. So I know if I use or talk about this, I'll get shouted at. That's number one. Number two, I feel bad for talking about something so ridiculously expensive. Number three, I don't want to like it, okay? I'm trying to fight it. I bought this for like review purposes. I really wanted to know, you know, what is going on in here that makes it cost that amount of money. And I fully believed with my whole chest when I reviewed this, the outcome was going to be, it's average. We don't need it. You're not missing anything. It's fine. It's just, ugh. That's what I thought that would go like. It unfortunately didn't. I fell in love with it. I bought a second shade, okay, but I refuse to admit it and say it really out loud because I feel like, what a wally, you know? Who falls in love with an over £200 foundation? Well, I do, okay, and I can't fight it anymore. I have to say it out loud. I love it. I think it's stunning. I agree. Should be like a quarter of the price, but it isn't, and I love it. I'm so sorry. It's just so beautiful. What I think is special about this foundation is it is full coverage while looking like nothing and while literally feeling like I've got a bare face right now. I think that is unique to this foundation. I can't think of another foundation that is as high coverage as this and yet looks and feels so natural. And it's so flattering. It's very fresh, juicy, youthful skin. I feel like it almost takes 10 years off of me when I wear this. I hate you for it, but I can't lie any longer. I'm so sorry. I hate myself. Next up, a product I feel I talked about when this first came out years ago now, horrifyingly. But I don't think I've spoken about this for literal years on my channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. What it is about this is I use this quite a lot in my day-to-day makeup, but I never use it on camera or really talk about it on camera. One, because it's not new. It's not like I'm telling you about something you didn't know. We all know this exists. It's a very viral, popular product, especially with the youths that you see lingering about on TikTok. But obviously I'm not one of those. So I'm going to talk about it here, okay? Very uncoolly and millennially, as they would say. The thing about it is that even if I was wearing it and I put it on, you can't see it. It's almost invisible to the naked eye. You know, this goes on for me under foundation. A lot of the time, I'd say 50% of the time, I'll whack a bit of this on, either with my foundation or under my foundation on top of primer. But I never really mention it or sort of show it on my channel enough because it's invisible, if you see what I'm saying. So that's why I don't talk about it very much. But it's absolutely stunning. And it is my go-to solution for foundations that are a little matte. So, you know, if I've purchased a foundation for review purposes, that is matter than my personal preferences for a foundation, or say I've purchased a foundation that has the word glow in it but is in fact matte. Happens more often than not, doesn't it? And so then I'm disappointed, but I've purchased this foundation and maybe I like a lot else about it. For example, the Givenchy foundation, the Tom Ford Architecture Soft Matte Foundation. I love how they wear and they're very, very flattering, but both not as glowy as I would like. So take a bit of this bad boy and stunning glow befalls me. But it's almost like this like hidden secret, you know, it's not a product that I would necessarily tell you about or even show on camera because it's been around for so long, and it seems like this sort of nothing product to talk about. It's not sort of going to make it into my top favorite base products because it's not a foundation. It's not going to make it into my favorite highlighters because it's not like enough of a highlighter, and I don't really use it in that way. So I feel like it's just, it doesn't fit in a box for me to talk about it a lot or to make it into those sort of top favorites videos as much as I use it. But I do really use it quite a bit. I love it. It feels unnecessary, but it in fact is not. Next up, we have this little number from Fenty. This is a lip, what is she called? The Plush Puddin, no G, Intensive Recovery Lip Mask. Now, this, no joke, okay? There's no humour here, believe it or not. This goes on my lips, wait for it, every single day of my life. What do you mean? I know, you're shocked. So this lives on my mirror, on my desk, where I do my makeup. And regardless whether I'm doing my makeup or not, this goes on my lips. If I am doing my makeup, I will put this on my lips, like as I'm doing the rest of my makeup, and then I'll take it off when it's time for lipstick. If I'm not wearing makeup, I will just wear this as a lip mask throughout the day. This is what she looks like, this really sort of subtle bit of like a cherry colour, this berry, juicy, sort of sheer, but with a fair amount of colour to it. It's so pretty on the lips. I also wear this whenever I'm doing like no makeup, if I'm just doing a little bit of skin tint, bit of bronzer, brows, this will go on my lips. It's just perfect. Your lips but better. It's so soothing, but the mixture of it being a really lovely, luscious, caring lip mask with the colour is just perfect for so many occasions. I love it so much. I don't know that I have really ever mentioned it on my channel, but I literally use it every single day. I'm so sorry. Next up, one that I have definitely spoken about, but I feel I haven't spoken about it enough for how much I use it. It's the Chanel Cream Bronzer. She started off life as Soleil Tanned as Chanel, and I used to talk about that a lot. Then she got reformulated and I didn't like it. I never spoke about it. Then it got reformulated again. Can you believe it? And I was kind of initially hesitant. What is going on here for a start? Who can keep up? Not me. And I used it and I thought this is kind of back to the original OG Soleil Tanned as Chanel that I loved, and it's now got more shades. So that's all good news, but it is a cream and I'm not really a cream person. So I kind of used it, thought, yes, I like it again. And that was probably the like extent of how I talked about it and used it and mentioned it on my channel. And that was that. But I've continued to use this a lot in my day-to-day makeup. You know, what the makeup I do on camera is not necessarily sort of frequently what I wear in my regular not on camera today life. Like if I'm just editing or I'm just going about my day, I wear very minimal makeup most of the time. I don't have time usually and the energy, and I probably wear full makeup like today 3 times a week, and the rest of the time it's either nothing or a little bit of something, a little bit of something on the skin, and then every single time I will use this. So I don't talk about this in my favorite bronzers because I think about this differently, I think. So when I talk about like my top 3 bronzers, I think about the bronzers I use when I do makeup, but this is the bronzer that I use whenever I'm doing something, a little bit of bronzer in the crease and cheeks and nothing else, maybe a bit of skin tint and my Plush Puddin, if you will. This is the bronzer that I use frequently. It's got such a beautiful natural tone. It's light, it's very easy to use in a super natural way. It looks perfect on eyes as well to just give you a bit of warmth through the crease. And like I said, I use it a lot, but I feel like because when I'm doing makeup on camera or talking about makeup on camera, I'm talking about makeup as opposed to these couple of products to like freshen up a bit. And that's what I go to when I'm doing that. if that makes sense. I need to talk. I realise I've made mistakes. I realise you guys want to hear this stuff. That's why we're here, okay? I've let you down. Next up, let's talk about Lisa Eldridge's Betty. And this one is not on me, okay? This is Lisa Eldridge's fault, not mine. Now, I don't remember if I received this in PR. I think I did. This, to look at it here, right here, shouldn't be for me. And I remember when I first saw the pictures of this, I thought, oh, that's like not going to be, you know, my kind of colour story. It's very colourful. There's no mattes. What do you mean? What am I going to do with that? And then it arrived and I decided to use it in the review. And frankly, my life was changed and I've never looked back. I don't... Pardon you. Exactly. Ridiculously beautiful. And the thing is about Lisa Eldridge, she knows colour and combinations and nuance of colour like no one else on planet Earth, okay? And that is a hill I will die on. You need to listen to her and trust her. I've said it a million times where she will come out with new lipstick shades and I'll be like, that's not for me. That's not the sort of shade I wear. It doesn't suit me. And then I'll try it. And for some reason, it's like the most glorious lipstick shade on me I've ever seen in my life. You just have to trust her. So that is what I did with Betty. I whacked it on willy-nilly. Did I know what I was doing? Of course not. I never do. Don't be ridiculous. And somehow this combination is the most ridiculously stunning, beautiful, but sort of wearable at the same time. Look, it really does somehow all work stunningly together to make this sort of mermaid, rainbow, unicorn look that I would like to be buried in, quite frankly. It just works. And even like these shades actually work in the crease and it's just absolutely special. It's a unicorn of a palette. It's special. Now, I know I shouted and screamed the house down when this first came out, but I really rarely ever talk about it anymore because it's gone and I feel terrible. I hate using discontinued makeup on my channel or even like wearing it in videos because I know it's horrible for you guys when you can't get it. And I know this is the sort of palette, if I wear this in a video, you will instantly know what it is. Like people will say, I knew that was Betty the second I saw your eye look today. You'll know what it is. Even if I don't write it in the description box, you'll know what it is. And it will feel like a slap in the face, I'm sure. So I don't talk about Betty, despite her being one of my all-time favourite palettes. It's like we don't talk about Bruno here, isn't it? I try not to hurt your feelings as much as possible. And I know wearing and talking and banging on about Betty willy-nilly about the place will hurt your feelings. So I try to avoid it. But I know she's coming back. I've heard Lisa say that Betty will be back at some time, okay? So be patient, hold your horses, take deep breaths, whatever works, okay? Have a peppermint tea, I'm not sure. Smell some lavender, apparently. But whatever you do, don't blame me because I don't like it. Next up, another my bad. This is the Armani liquid eyeshadow in the shade 22M. This is very much like this. For a start, I was sent this by Armani just with a sort of selection of random products in PR. And it took me a while to even use it because it's not the sort of thing that I use very often. And I have my Lisa Eldridge silk shadows, which I have spoken about till the cows come home. So I don't need this. And then I think one day I was just sort of in a hurry and I thought I'm just going to whack something on, and this was maybe on my desk. This is it here. When I tell you this is the ultimate perfect like bit of something in the crease for that no makeup, very, very soft, very, very subtle, natural little cheat that no one can really tell is makeup. It's perfect. I use this all the time. I would say I use this several times a week, 2 or 3 times a week on all of those low makeup, no makeup, barely a thing on your face. This is what I use. It's just that perfect, like a bit of bronzer, but very, very flattering, very, very long wearing on the eyes. If we are going to football, okay, football matches at the moment are very much a wild experience. We've had thunder and lightning, we've had rainstorms. We've had wind that is literally like moving you along off your feet. And these boys are trying to play football, okay? I don't envy them, but I also don't envy me standing there. And I want to look a bit put together. I'd like to sort of look human on a Sunday when I've got up at 7 a.m. to go and stand in a field. So I kind of want to cheat the system a little bit, but obviously standing there with like a full face of makeup would be rather a mistake, because who knows what you'll look like by the end of the hour. So this is like my go-to when it comes to eyeshadow in those football days, okay, in the depths of despair. This is what I rely on, because there's no point in doing a whole thing of eyeshadow. People, like if I rocked up to football in that weather with like a Pat McGrath palette on my eyes, people would think I'd lost my mind. And by the end of the game, it would all be just all over my whole face and probably the 3 people next to me. So this, I know it's raining, it's pouring, it's the old man is snoring. It's still going to look fine at the end of the match is what I'm saying. But I use it so much, and I don't remember ever mentioning this on my channel before. It's actually a travesty, and I want to slap myself round the chops. But I won't, because that would hurt. But if you are a sort of one and done, quick bit of something, office friendly, you know, you want to look like you're not wearing makeup, you're cheating, you're going to school, you're not allowed makeup, best friend. Next up, let's talk about the Chanel Water Fresh tint. This is interesting. I feel like most of you would have heard me speak about this at some point or another. But again, I don't talk about this enough, and I never use this on camera because, again, like this and like this is what I use multiple times a week, but really never on camera, because I kind of do a bit more on camera as far as makeup, and I kind of want to go all out. When I'm filming, when I'm talking about makeup, when I'm doing a full face of makeup, I want to do a full face of makeup. That's what mood takes hold of me. It's what tickles my pickle. But on a day-to-day, when I've got 5 minutes to take 2 children to 2 different school runs, and then get to a meeting or go and meet somebody, this is what I choose, and it flabbergasts me. I don't mind telling you. My flabbers are gasted by this every time I use it, because it looks like nothing. You pump it out and it looks like nothing is going on your skin. But quite often what I like to do for funsies when I'm going to use this is I like to do like half of my face first. And at the moment, it being November, the heating is on, it's cold outside. This is prime rosacea season in this house. My skin loves it. It likes to get super red and angry, especially of a morn. And I find this miraculous every time, because it feels and looks a bit like you're just putting water on your face, as the name would suggest. And yet, like, all of the redness is massively decreased and toned down. Discoloration gone. Dull, sad looking skin. We don't know her. Fresh, evened out, healthy looking, prime skin life is what you get from this. But so subtly, it literally looks like nothing on your face, completely cheating the system. No makeup, barely makeup at all, and yet it's so effective, and it makes such a big difference, such a big impact. Really low-key, massive payoff is what this is all about. And if I've got 5 minutes, but like I said, maybe we're going to football, or I'm running out the door, or I'm going to take my daughter to dance and I haven't had time to do makeup yet, and so I've got 5 minutes, I will literally just whack some of this on, maybe a bit of Chanel bronzer, bit of Plush Puddin, and run out the door and know that I look uber put together and fresh and healthy and alive, and like I had 8 hours sleep, which I haven't since 1998. But it's so flattering and beautiful, but invisible to the naked mind's eye. So I think I have mentioned that I like it, but again, if we're talking about favorite foundations or base products or like current favorites, it never quite makes it into the conversation, because it's not really, it doesn't even really count as makeup. It's basically skincare with like a zhuzh. Next up, a lipstick, and this comes into the same excuse as this bad boy. This lipstick is stupidly expensive, and again, I think I spoke about this when I first purchased it, first discovered it, but have never spoken about it since because it's ludicrously priced. It's the Bond number 9 lipsticks. I'm wearing one of them today. This is shade number, oh, it's a name, Gramercy Park. So that is the lipstick I'm wearing today. This packaging is utterly unhinged, frankly. It's ridiculous. I love it so much. It's so fun and bougie and over the top. I like, why is there, who needs that? Okay, I do. I love it. But the thing is, as ridiculously priced and packaged as this is actually an exceptional lipstick formula. So long wearing, so pigmented, so comfortable and creamy, and just a gorgeous everyday satin finish. This Gramercy Park shade is probably like my favorite shade in the formula. I have a few, and like I said, I never talk about them because I fear getting shouted at because of the price point. And I like to sort of try and be reasonable, as much as you guys know that I love bougie makeup and I love high-end luxury excessive makeup. It's what just stirs my loins and gets the heart palpitating, okay, up in here. And I treasure these, but I do feel like it's slightly ridiculous, and therefore, you know, I am loath to mention it, but I'm going to mention it today because this is one of the things, like the La Prairie foundation, that if, like me, you like to spoil yourself and treat yourself with bougie, over the top, sillily priced makeup, and that's just what you do to self-care yourself and how you treat yourself and spoil yourself and what gives you a feeling of like pampered joy. This is really one of those things that sort of, while it is, you know, over the top, very expensive, you get this stunning packaging that I just love to play with it and put it in my handbag and feel very, very special with myself. I feel very, very bougie on a daily basis. You know, I'm literally taking my mum and dad to the Waffle House today. That's what we're doing. Do I need to take a Bond number 9 lipstick with me? Is anyone going to see it? No. But I just love to treat myself and feel a bit special, even though what I'm doing is very everyday and it's what I love to do. I couldn't think of anything I would rather do than go for lunch with my mum and dad today. But it makes it feel like a bit bougie, like we're going to the Met Gala. But really, I'm just going to get an exceptional bacon bap and a latte, and I'm loving life. But I don't feel bad telling you about this now because I think the formula lives up to all the beautiful bougie packaging. The price point is still ridiculous, whichever direction you approach it from or look at it from. But you aren't going to then be let down by the formula. The formula as well is excellent. And finally, thank goodness, an item, a product in this video that I'm not going to feel guilty about, and I'll explain why. This blush, if you are like an OG subscriber, tell me, name the blush I'm about to talk about before I say it, and no cheating, okay? Let's see how many of you can remember these good times. So, this is a blush that when it came out and for considerable time after it came out was like the #1 blush, my favourite blush, my most used, my holy grail. It would have been in every single favourites video going, okay? But then it got discontinued several years ago now at this point. I don't even want to dare look up how long ago it was because I fear it will be a much longer ago than I thought it was. But because it was discontinued, you could no longer get it. I stopped using it on my channel and talking about it on my channel because what was the point? It was discontinued, it was gone, and I will not do that to you, okay? I won't continue to shove discontinued makeup down your throats. It's cruel and unusual, although not that unusual, especially thank you Chanel. So I stopped talking about it, I stopped using it, I stopped showing you it, I stopped even wearing it on camera because of the guilt, okay? And I don't want to do that to you. I'm nicer than that. But guess what? It's back. It's Nars Tempted. This is one of the greatest blushes of all time. Now, I have even sort of stopped using this as much in just my day-to-day life. I do use it, but I have started to get the fear because this is years old now. I'm still using it. I've told you before, I couldn't care less. about expiry dates. If it started to look or smell weird, sure, but it hasn't. But this is years old, and at one point there was no sign of this ever coming back. All of a sudden, not only Tempted, but Madly is back as well. Now, I've stopped using Madly for years now. I still have it, but it is severely hard panned and I can't get any colour out of it whatsoever. But they're not available here yet, I don't believe, in the UK. But on the Nars US website, both Madly, firmly believed by the vast majority of makeup peoples to be like the ultimate everyday neutral blush. Can't wait. And Tempted, believed by me to be one of the greatest blushes of all time. If you like a peachy nude blush, this is it, okay? Just look at the finish of that. Outrageously beautiful. It's just a juicy, peachy delight. And I cannot get enough of it. It's so pretty. It's just perfect. Yes, it's peachy, but it's not really pigmented, rich peach. It's sort of a subtle, understated, neutral peach. It goes with every single makeup look. For years, this was my go-to favourite blush. I stopped talking about it whatsoever because it was long gone and discontinued. I even stopped using it fairly recently because I was scared of it running out, and now she is back and I cannot wait. The second this arrives on our shores, I'm getting it, and I'm getting a new Madly that's not hard panned to the point of looking and feeling like cardboard, and I'm just going to sit in all day slathering both those blushes all over my face. So if you didn't know, Tempted, one of the greatest blushes of all time, is back. She's back in the US, you lucky devils. She's going to be here very, very soon. I can finally start talking about her again. Hallelujah! Yes, I know you didn't know that I am also a very talented opera singer, so you're welcome. And there you have it, guys. Those are my 10 confessions, okay? So I know some of these products, I think the Chanel Water Fresh tint, I have spoken about, some of you will be aware. I love it, but I don't think any of you are aware how much I use it. Other products like Nars Tempted, like Plush Puddin, I don't know that you would have ever known they existed if you've only been here in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. And then other products I have loved and talked about and then stopped for varying different reasons. But here we have it. My confessions. There is no further gatekeeping from me. It's all out there on the table, and I hope you're happy about it. Now, as I said at the beginning, please let me know, were you aware I loved all of these products? Were some of these a surprise to you? Were some of these new? Do you have any products that you think you never really talk about but you actually use a lot, but there's one reason or another that you don't really ever think about them because they sort of fly under the radar for one reason or another? Please let me know your best gatekeeped products in the comments section down below, okay? This works 2 ways. It's not just me spilling all my secrets for free. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.